Welcome to another episode of Void City Reviews. What are we looking at today?
I don't know, Toast. Dan, have oh. So, in keeping with the wrestling theme, you surprised me with that Mick Foley Mankind figure last time. So, I've brought a recent Ultimate-ish figure that I found in the big old green bag on the floor. I found this at Walmart. I was very surprised because I didn't think I would find this in stores.
Whoa.
I found this Supreme Collection, not Ultimate, Supreme, Unrivaled Supreme Sting action figure.
Is that an AEW equivalent?
That is AEW's equivalent, yes. They have done Chris Jericho, they've done Cody Rhodes, and they've done CM Punk. I had the CM Punk, but one of the head sculpts was not painted as well as I liked it, so I returned it. Haven't found a new one since. So that annoys me. I would like to have the CM Punk one.
We're going to get some close-ups, but already this face paint looks great.
Yeah. They have multiple different shows from different times he appeared. So there's multiple different face paints on them. And there were 5 different ones. I looked at all 5 so I could try to get the best looking one, obviously.
And the box is so big because there's a stage entrance? Is that what that is?
I'm not sure if that's just... I think that's just packaging. I think the box is just so big because of all the stuff in the sides to display it all. So It can show you all the different things on the side rather than on the front. I don't know why it couldn't just be on the front. There's room.
Sure. It
But
does
I think, yeah,
seem like there's a lot of packaging.
there is a lot. But a lot of AEW figures, like their whole package is all weird shaped and all folds and...
Only at Walmart. 12 pieces. All right.
Yeah.
I would like to see this out of the box.
Me too. Let's get it out of there. Okay, yeah, so that's just... So that was pretty easy. That was the easiest opening ever. The stage inside is just a picture in there. There's even a sticker on it, unfortunately, that was hidden by the figure that identifies it, but it's just a cardboard just holding up the figure itself.
It might be to make it look nice for inbox collectors, which we are not.
It is definitely to make it look nice for inbox collectors. However, this figure might end up staying in this box displayed this way. I'm not sure. I have quite a few Sting figures now, thanks to AEW finally making a figure of Sting that actually looks like Sting, which is something that WCW and WWE have had a very hard time doing. They always just make generic guy with Sting face paint on it, but it doesn't look like his actual face. I don't know why that's always been such a problem for them. WWE is like that a lot with their figures. There's some sculpts that are perfect, that you can tell they scanned the person and they used the digi-paint of a facial scan so it looks like them. Other ones looks like they just went generic guy with long blonde hair and yelly face. And we'll put the trunks on him that have the logo, so it's him, right? Like, okay. So he's got the multiple t-shirts. That's cool. Okay, no, this is a short sleeve. That one's a long sleeve. Nice, because he does wear both. He typically wore long sleeve shirts in his time in AEW. So that's kind of cool that they got a figure of him with his classic outfit on.
He's got fading makeup, or is it sweating off?
That is, he has been through battle, and it is fading off his face. That is meant to look like this picture here. So it's sweated and down off of his face.
Specific match, I see.
Yeah, and it is from that specific match there from there.
Still looks huge.
So back in the day, well, I
mean, for his age.
Most of those matches he wore a t-shirt over it, but yeah, sometimes he did get down to the old school Sting outfit. And he was 64 or 65 when he retired. And that was his last match, which I still got to show you sometime in AEW. It was pretty awesome.
Props to him. Holy cow. Oh.
Kept going, especially considering he had to force retire back in 2016 when Seth Rollins accidentally basically broke his neck in the ring. Ugh. Which is what happens when you wrestle a dude half your age, you know? But they also said if he hadn't been in the shape he was in at the time when that happened, any other person probably would have died. So, or been paralyzed forever. He recovered, came back, and got to finish his career the right way. Yeah, cool. So there's a bunch of different accessories here. Multiple shirts, long sleeve and a short sleeve one, both real shirts that he had in the company. Here's his Sting mask. He's had these guys been available for purchase since the late 90s at some point when he turned into the Crow Sting. and WCW had them, and pretty much everywhere he's been, they've sold these masks. 2 extra heads, which are pretty awesome because they represent like different periods. So here is just kind of a regular face paint, unmarred, unmessed up, and here he's just kind of like talking on the microphone, sort of a face. Here you've got one where it's a bit more skull themed. Sting has also matched his face paint to like Darby Allin, or he even did a CM Punk themed face paint once, which was awesome. And I wish there was a figure of that. There might actually be a figure of that.
I didn't know CM Punk had face paint.
He didn't, but he teamed with Sting and Darby Allin for a single match. I can't remember if it was a pay-per-view or a regular show. And so then Darby Allin came out with his, crazy face paint that he always has. And then Sting came out with his face paint sort of like done up in a way where it like has the top of it had CM Punk's logo, which is like the 2 fists crossed with like the tape on it. And he had drawn that like on his head. So he had CM Punk's logo like on his whole forehead. And then CM Punk came out and he had Sting's like old school makeup on, like the old like Ultimate Warrior style Blade Runner makeup. So he came out with like the colorful pants and everything too, and he did the whole like woo. And
that sounds cool.
That was a fun match. That was really cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, let's show off the Sting a little bit more here.
There's a couple of different textures on the coat that I didn't immediately notice.
Look at the sleeves. It has like the indented texture on there, and this is a soft coat.
Around the collar too.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's like a little pattern in there, like some little crosses and stuff pressed into there. So that's really cool. It's got the gold kind of buckles painted on. But yeah, around the collar and the whole interior on that flap has the whole thing on there. So this is really, really nice. It's not the whole thing. It's just like a flap here, but still, that's...
How much was this?
That's awesome. I can't remember.
Because I'm going to say it's worth it.
Oh yeah, no, it was worth it. I'll put the price up like right there.
It's a very nice coat, and these heads are super impressive.
Yeah, especially like this one. Like, it actually looks like him. Like they stood him in the scanner and scanned him while he was screaming. But that's always been my problem, is I got a bunch of old school Sting figures at home, and none of them actually look like Steve Borden, the guy who is Sting. They just look like generic guy cosplaying Sting, and everyone has a different head. So it's like, no, I want the actual dude. It shouldn't be that hard to make one. He also comes with extra hands. There's fists with his gloves, and there's also open up hands so he can do his scream. He also has holding hands so he can hold his bat or anything else. And that's why I like that that's a trigger hand, because that's how he holds his bat. If you watch when he comes out of the ring, that's how he holds the bat. Not straight up boom, but like kind of at an angle like that. So sometimes when a figure has a trigger hand, it's not necessarily a trigger hand, it's just I'm holding stuff not in a super clenched way.
Relaxed.
Hand. It just looks like a trigger hand because that's what you think. But yeah, no, that's like perfect for how he holds his bat. I don't know if that's important to anyone, but whatever. I like it. I think it's awesome. I like the coat. I usually don't like coats like this, but I like that it's not plastic, because you can actually like turn his arms.
Still move him around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
There it is. And he's got some, they put plastic sleeves over the arms when they put them in the coat originally, so there's probably like clear plastic little guys inside there. Yeah, like that comes off when you take the coat off. That's fine. I really like it. Yeah. He might actually get to come out of the box. I'm not sure. I might have to put him up on a turnbuckle yelling. That's pretty cool. Because I have a lot of the other AEW Sting figures, and I really like them too, but this one's pretty sick. Yeah.
It's very impressive.
I'm happy I found this guy. I still would like to find that CM Punk. I don't really need the Cody Rhodes. There's enough Cody Rhodes figures, and Chris Jericho, I've got many of him. And in my opinion, the more figures they make of Chris Jericho at AEW, the less and less they look like him each time. And I don't know how you get the first figure, it looked exactly like a photo of him. And just as you go on, like, I don't know.
Molds?
AEW figures have been very strange lately. Now, it's paint a lot of the times, it seems like. The quality of the paint on these figures has gone down. Like on all the regular ones, I'll go to the store and I'll see like new batches come in. Like I wanted, I can't even remember half that. What's his name? Malachi Black. Yeah, that's his name. I'm bad with names. I'm horrible with names. I want that figure. The figure doesn't look at all like him. It looks terrible. Oh. And he's another face paint dude, so it should have been easy. Nope. There's just been a lot of the female figures. They start out looking really good, and now they look just weird.
See, I was wondering if it's mold degradation. Like if they made just one mold and then
they're different expressions. Because they made Britt Baker, and that figure looked good, and now they just released a new Britt Baker where she's making like a face, and she's like doing like this thing or something, and it looks so weird, and the head is too small. It's like noticeably too small. And I'm like, what happened? And like I said, even the Jericho figures, they have different expressions. It's a new head. It just doesn't look like him anymore.
I can't explain that then.
Yeah, it's almost like the WWE thing. Like, oh, you're not an important enough character for us to spend enough time on, so you get the generic figures, not the nice one. But Sting's nice and retiring and old, so we'll spend a lot of time on him, which is good, because I wanted a good Sting figure.
Well, I think he's got a lot of fans.
Oh, and it wouldn't be one of our videos if he didn't fall down. Thank you, Sting. Thank you. But in true Sting fashion, you get right back up, no sell that shit. Yeah.
Kevin, you mentioned the He absorbed that super kick!
Awesome. My favorite wrestler of all time. I'm happy. I recommend this figure if you can find it. Just check all the faces first, because especially given there's more than one, you want to make sure all the likenesses have good paint and it's all lined up correctly. You never want to get home and be like, oh, the one that's on there looks great, and then you look at the side and those look like weirdos cosplaying with sideways face paint. So check it out.
Yeah.
And get this figure.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. In my opinion, this is like the best Sting figure ever. So that's really all I can think of to say about it.
It's the best one I've looked at.
Yeah. So, and you've looked at 2. So, cool. Awesome. Let us know what you guys think. Who's your favorite wrestler? Do you have a figure of him? Do you want us to look at a figure of him? If I've got them, I've got a whole bin full of wrestling figures. Do you guys want to see more of them? Do you want to hear more wrestling stories? We could even bring on some wrestling guest stars, possibly. Wrestling adjacent guest stars? That would make more sense if we bring the guy on the show. But you guys gotta want it first. I'm not just gonna give it away. So there is that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Otherwise, yeah, like and subscribe. And I can't think of anything else to say other than awesome figure.
I'm toast.
I'm Dan. We will see you next time.